Good morning, Greenground explorers. Today is Tuesday, May 6, 2025, and the world is abuzz with developments that are reshaping our global landscape. Let's delve into the most significant international news stories of the day. In the United States, President Donald Trump has announced plans to impose tariffs on pharmaceutical imports within the next 2 weeks. This move is part of a broader effort to repatriate critical industry supply chains to the United States. The upcoming tariffs are expected to particularly affect pharmaceutical exporters from Britain and Ireland, which collectively enjoy a substantial trade surplus with the U.S. pharmaceutical companies, such as GSK and AstraZeneca, have lobbied to delay tariffs and were temporarily exempted from Trump's prior 10% baseline tariff. The sector has long benefited from low or zero tariffs under a 1994 WTO agreement, leading to complex global supply chains. However, U.S. pharmaceutical imports reached $202 billion in 2023, with Ireland, Germany, and Switzerland as top suppliers. Irish officials in the industry have warned about potential disruptions to international pharmaceutical supply chains. Across the Atlantic, the Bank of England is anticipated to reduce interest rates by a quarter point to 4.25% this week, in response to slowing economic growth caused by global uncertainty, particularly stemming from U.S. President Donald Trump's trade policies. Further rate cuts may follow, possibly reducing the benchmark rate to 3.5% by year-end, a faster pace than previously forecasted. Despite stronger than expected UK GDP growth, inflation has continued to ease, with consumer price inflation falling to 2.6% and wage growth remaining strong. The BOE's Monetary Policy Committee is likely to reassess inflation risks and may accelerate policy loosening if deemed necessary. Economists suggest that the impact of tariffs could be disinflationary and point to muted investment and cautious consumer behavior due to trade uncertainties. In Germany, Friedrich Merz is set to be sworn in as the country's chancellor after his CDU-CSU conservative bloc won the February federal elections and formed a coalition with the center-left Social Democrats. His leadership begins at a challenging moment, with Germany facing its longest post-war economic downturn, strained relations with the US, and growing far-right influence. Merz, a lawyer and veteran politician with private sector experience, has never held government office, raising questions about his leadership capability. His fiscal policies are under scrutiny, particularly a recent controversial alliance with the far-right AfD to push anti-migration legislation, which disrupted the political center and may hinder loosening fiscal rules. The coalition plans to revive the economy through corporate tax cuts, lower energy prices, and increased military spending. Merz's cabinet emphasizes technical expertise, retaining only Defense Minister Boris Pistorius from the previous administration. Analysts warn that if Merz's government fails to restore public trust, the far right could gain further traction in future elections. In the Middle East, tensions escalate as reports emerge of unprovoked firing across the line of control between India and Pakistan. Such incidents underscore the fragility of peace in regions with long-standing disputes and the importance of sustained diplomatic efforts. Meanwhile, in the realm of global diplomacy, China has launched a diplomatic charm offensive aimed at strengthening ties with key trading partners. Following the removal of sanctions on EU officials, China emphasized that trade cooperation is expected in return. President Xi Jinping's regional visits and engagements with leaders from Vietnam, Malaysia, Russia, and Brazil highlight China's effort to counter US influence and secure global markets amid weak domestic demand. Foreign Minister Wang Yi's global outreach underscores China's campaign to rally support against US protectionism, particularly among developing nations. However, China's sizable trade surpluses and its state-driven economic model have triggered backlash and trade investigations globally, including from the EU, Brazil, and India. China's appeal to the EU, despite recent diplomatic overtures, is met with skepticism due to long-standing concerns over trade imbalances and geopolitical differences. While China aims to portray itself as a stable alternative to the US, particularly in supporting the multilateral trading system, geopolitical tensions in Asia and lingering distrust pose significant challenges to its ambitions. In the world of sports, the Kentucky Derby captures the imagination of enthusiasts worldwide. This iconic event, steeped in tradition, serves as a reminder of the unifying power of sports and their role in cultural identity. As we navigate these multifaceted developments, it's crucial to stay informed and engaged. The stories we follow today shape the narratives of tomorrow. Let's continue to explore, question, and understand the world around us. For more details on these topics, please refer to the description below. If you have questions or thoughts, feel free to share them in the comments.